Hi, honey. Are you excited about tonight?
Excited and nervous, but mostly excited. I can't wait to tell everyone.
Me too. I think my brother already knows. He saw your ring. But it'll be a big surprise for everyone else, I'm sure.
I know my mom will be shocked. I spent my whole childhood telling everyone that I'd never get married.
How do you think she'll react?
Aside from the shock? Well, you know how much she loves you. I'm sure she'll be over the moon.
And your dad? Is he still coming?
I hope so. He never got back to me, but you know him. He always forgets things. And even if he's not there, I don't think that'll matter too much. He's so focused on his new wife and stepdaughter, this probably doesn't mean anything to him.
Don't say that. He's still your dad.
Biologically.
Well, just in case. Can you check to see if he's coming?
Yeah, I'll text him now, but no promise that he'll respond. Hey, Dad, I wanted to see if you were still meeting us for dinner tonight. Everyone else is coming.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yes, of course we're coming.
We?
Yeah, me and Shelley and Mandy.
What? You're bringing your wife and your stepdaughter?
Yes, is there a problem?
Kind of. It's a big night for me, and I was hoping that it would just be family.
But they are your family, Sally.
I guess. I mean, Shelley's fine. She's always been pretty chill, but do you have to bring Mandy?
She's your sister.
Stepsister, Dad, and you know how she treats me.
Yes, you've had some arguments in the past, but that's probably because you two never spend any time together.
Oh, so that's the reason she tried to make out with my boyfriend on Christmas? Or why she superglued her baby photos on top of mine?
Please don't hang on to the past. Like it or not, she's part of our family, and if she can't come, then I don't think I can either. Do you want me to come?
Yeah.
Good. Then the three of us will be there.
Dad, I invited you 2 weeks ago. Why didn't you give me a heads up before?
Sorry. So, we can come?
Yeah, but please talk to Mandy, okay? This is kind of a big night for me, and I do not want her spoiling it, okay?
Of course, she would never.
Hey, so change of plans.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Dad's coming, and he's bringing his wife and the demon.
What? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sorry.
But that means we'll have to change our reservation to 17.
Is that okay?
Yes, I can do that, but the banquet room has a 16-person limit, so we'll have to eat outside.
Crap. Mandy strikes again.
Whatever, it'll be okay. Don't let this ruin our big announcement.
I won't. Love you.
Love you too. Tonight was absolutely unacceptable.
What? You're mad at me?
Of course I'm mad at you. You kicked us out of your engagement party.
Like I had a choice. Dad, you promised that Mandy would behave herself.
She did.
She interrupted my announcement to tell everyone that she had cancer. Dad, Mandy does not have cancer.
She's getting a mole removed.
Is it cancerous?
No.
Do you even hear yourself? Your daughter just upstaged one of the biggest events in my life just so that she could bring the attention back to her. Don't you see that?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of? That's literally what happened.
Well, it's more complicated than that.
What? Is it actually 2 moles?
Your sister is sort of going through a hard time right now.
Stepsister. And what do you mean?
Rick dumped her. She's feeling really down on herself. She's older than you, and when she found out that you were getting married before her, it was tough. She's worried that she'll never find a boyfriend that'll last.
I wonder why.
Come on, Sally.
That does not give her an excuse to ruin my moment.
No, it doesn't.
Now, when people think of my engagement to Bill, they'll automatically picture the crazy woman who stood up and lied about being terminal.
Try to be a grown-up right now, Sally. You have a job and a fiancé, and she's still stuck living with us, alone. You need to give her some slack if you ever want to be treated like a real sister.
But I don't. Dad, I don't care about what she thinks or does. The only reason she came was because you forced me to invite her.
See? This is the exact attitude that causes friction. If you wonder why Mandy and you don't have a better relationship, maybe you should look at your own behavior.
Thanks for the support, Dad.
Look, all I want is for both my girls to be happy. I'll talk to her. I'll make sure she doesn't pull that kind of stunt at your wedding next month.
What makes you think she's invited?
She better be invited. If she doesn't come, then I won't either. And who's going to walk you down the aisle?
Well, first of all, it's not going to be a traditional wedding at all. You know this. It's very informal. We won't even have an aisle to walk down. But you better be there. Please?
Invite your sister.
Stepsister. And I won't even consider inviting her unless she apologizes for tonight.
Okay, that's understandable.
Great. Sorry. Hi, Mandy. Is that all you're gonna say? I am so very sorry for mentioning my very real health scare at an inopportune time. I just feel awful that you were upset. There. Is that better? Thank you. Good. So all is forgiven. Yeah, we're good. Great. So I'm invited to the wedding? Sure. Awesome. I've always wanted to be a bridesmaid. No. You're invited to the wedding, but I'm not asking you to be a bridesmaid. And why the hell not? For many reasons. But I guess the most important is that we won't have any bridesmaids or groomsmen. We're going for super low key. It's mostly about getting everyone together and having fun. Nothing too fancy at all. Oh, that's a shame. It's what we want. We were just going to do a courthouse wedding, but we decided to make it into more of a big party. I hope there won't be any drama. What do you mean? I mean, you're going to promise me right now that you won't cause any problems. That's rude. So you're not going to promise? Fine, Jesus. I promise I won't disrupt your wedding that's barely a wedding. Great, thank you. And apology accepted.
Mandy tells me that you were extremely flippant to her, and you told her that you'd rather die than ask her to be a bridesmaid.
I did not say that.
So your sister will be a bridesmaid?
Stepsister. And no, we won't have any bridesmaids. It's just a quickie ceremony and then a big after party. You know this.
Oh, okay. So long as you're not purposefully excluding her.
I am not.
Great. So, just one more week. Are you excited?
Yes, very.
How'd the bachelorette party go?
It was fun until Mandy showed up. Then it was a train wreck.
You invited her?
Nope, it was supposed to be my college crew only. I have no idea how she heard about it.
And she was awful?
She ordered Chardonnay at a strip club. Who does that?
I don't know. A lot of people. That's not a big deal.
It wasn't, until she dumped the whole thing on the sexy fireman when he started dancing too close to her. We got kicked out, Bill. Poor fireman hadn't even taken off his suspenders yet.
What a shame.
And that's not the worst part. After we got kicked out, she told everyone that she had tickets to the Taylor Swift concert at the arena. Enough for everybody.
So you left the strip club and went to see Taylor Swift?
Yeah, it was obviously her plan all along.
But you hate Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Obviously, I couldn't say no. Those tickets are expensive.
I know. That must have cost her hundreds of dollars.
Of Dad's money. She doesn't work, remember? God, I was so looking forward to that night. All I wanted was a drunken night at a skeezy strip club with my girls. I didn't want to sit in the nosebleeds of some pop princess concert with thousands of 12-year-olds.
But did you have fun?
A little. We heckled.
That's the spirit.
Ugh, she's just awful. How was your bachelor party?
Wild.
A one-word answer?
Very wild.
You suck.
Nah, it was fun. No Chardonnay was thrown, thankfully, and no pop music.
Dad, did you give Mandy money to buy Taylor Swift tickets?
Yeah. Did you girls have fun?
Dad, do you remember what kind of music I was into when I was growing up?
Sure, like Black Sabbath and stuff, right? Death metal or punk rock or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, knowing that about me, why would you think I'd be interested in seeing Taylor frickin' Swift?
It was Mandy's idea. She said you'd love it. She wanted to bond with you.
Well, I know the tickets were expensive, so thank you very much. But the next time Mandy has an idea like that, maybe run it by me first, okay? Just so that I'd have a heads up.
Sure. Actually, I was supposed to tell you about it, but I forgot.
Of course. Well, it wasn't how I expected to spend my bachelorette party, but it was definitely an experience.
It was the night of your bachelorette party?
Bye, Dad.
Hey, babe, I'm going to share a photo with you, and I really don't want you to get mad. I want you to appreciate the humor of the situation.
Okay, send it over. What? That wedding dress looks way expensive, and you know I already picked out something else.
Yeah, it's not for you.
What do you mean?
I was talking to our friend Joe. You know he lives next door to Mandy.
And my dad, yeah.
Well, this is the dress that Mandy is wearing to our wedding.
What? She's wearing a full-on, super expensive wedding dress to our wedding?
Yep. Please appreciate how funny this is.
I don't think this is funny at all. Mandy's a psychopath. And she for sure does not have enough money to pay for a dress like that.
You think she stole it?
I think she convinced my dad to buy it for her.
The photo is taken from a rental company website.
So he rented it for her.
Wow.
I know.
So you're going to uninvite them, yeah?
I guess I have to. I know he's a bit absent-minded, but how could he not see how crappy this is? I wanted my father to be there, but if he's going to keep favoring his stepdaughter over me, then I don't even want to think of him as my father anymore.
Good for you.
Wait, no, I'm not going to uninvite them.
Okay.
Honey, let's go nuclear on this whole wedding.
What do you mean?
Well, we're both in agreement that big, fancy weddings are a total waste of time.
Yeah?
And when we first decided to have a real ceremony, do you remember some of the wild ideas we came up with?
Like a petting zoo? Sally, we were drunk. And don't you think we'd need more time to rent out all the animals?
Yeah, that was a dumb idea. But what about asking everyone to show up in costumes? A costume wedding. I know all our friends would love that. And can you imagine Mandy showing up in that and seeing everyone dressed as superheroes and anime characters?
Oh, she'd be mad. But if it really is a rental, then she'll just return it before the ceremony.
Not unless she doesn't know about the changes.
Honey, that might be a bit too petty. You're the victim in all this, obviously, but if you set her up like that, then it'll make you seem like the bad guy.
Unless I just tell my dad and ask him to relay the message. You know he'll just forget. That's what he does.
Oh, perfect. So does this mean I can wear my Tarzan costume from last year?
Yes, you can. God, our wedding is going to be wild. Oh, and let's do the Holly Color Festival idea we were talking about, too.
You mean...
Yeah, totally. We can pass out those packets of colored powder to all the guests and have everyone throw colors at each other. The venue is outside, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Great idea. Not only will Mandy be unable to upstage you at the ceremony, but the rental dress would be totally ruined.
Exactly. Weddings are pretty stupid, so we might as well just go full stupid with ours.
I love you so much.
Love you too. Spread the word to all our guests about the changes, but make sure they don't say anything to Mandy. I'll deal with that. Hey, Dad, you, Shelly, and my sister are still planning to come to the wedding this weekend, right?
Of course, why?
I just wanted to check. I can't imagine getting married without my whole family there.
Aw, thank you, honey. I'm so glad that you finally come around.
Of course, no more drama, I promise. The wedding is going to be fun for everyone.
Great.
Oh, and before I forget, Bill and I have decided to make some changes. I'm telling you so that you can relay the message. We won't have the fish option anymore. It was too expensive. The live band is going to start at 4:30 instead of 4. The venue said we should stay off the grass as much as possible. The open bar is using a ticket system so we can keep track of everything. We're doing the Holly Color Festival. There's no smoking, but vapes are okay. The guests are encouraged to wear costumes, and we won't have an ice fountain. And that's about it. You got all that?
Yeah, sure. No fish. Whatever.
Great. I just wanted to let you know. Love you, and see you soon. You monster! You did this on purpose! Did what? Everyone's dressed up in stupid costumes! Yeah, of course we did that on purpose. I assumed you knew. You didn't tell me! I told Dad he was supposed to relay the message. And if you don't know, why'd you show up in that cheap wedding dress knockoff? It's not cheap! Aw, you spent a lot of money on your costume. I'm flattered. And it's a great costume, by the way. Everyone thinks it's hilarious. Where are you now? You ran off as soon as you got here. I'm still here. Oh, you're hiding out in the bathroom? Why? I'm not hiding out. Oh, stomach problems? In that case, better stay away from the pasta meal. It's a bit spicy. And I don't have stomach problems, and I'm not hiding out. You are not going to embarrass me. Why would I embarrass you? You're my sister. Why don't you come out and enjoy the party? We're going to read our vows soon. I will. I'll stay for the rest of this party and have a great time, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. Dad, where'd you all go? You didn't even say goodbye.
You humiliated your sister, and her dress is ruined.
It's just a cheap costume, right?
It was $200 to rent, but now we have to pay for it. It's over $3,000.
And you're going to pay for it, right?
Yes.
Jesus. Dad, why would Mandy rent a $3,000 wedding dress for someone else's wedding? Dad, listen, I know you're probably consoling Mandy right now, but just hear me out, okay? Think about how you've been treating me. And think about how you treat your stepdaughter. Now, I know we told you that we didn't need anything for our wedding, that we wanted to pay for it all ourselves, and we just wanted a low-key, fun event. But it's still my wedding, and you've let Mandy hijack every step of this process. My engagement announcement, my bachelorette party, and you totally would have let her hijack the wedding itself if we hadn't changed our plans. Don't you see how awful that is? How disrespectful? I know you're remarried now, but I'm still your daughter. And all I want is to be treated like one.
Honey, you're right. I'm sorry. We'll talk about this later.
No. Dad, I'm done putting up with all this. You have a choice to make. Right now.
You can't make me choose between my 2 daughters.
My wedding is still going strong, Dad. And it's fun. And it's my special day. So if you choose to miss out on the rest of this ceremony, if you'd rather spend the day consoling Mandy and paying thousands of dollars to make her happy, then you're no longer my father. We're done. So, are you coming back? Dad chose me. After all the craziness, he dropped off Mandy and Shelley, turned the car around, and came back to celebrate the rest of my wedding. I never thought I'd cry at my own wedding, because weddings are dumb and sexist and whatever, but when Dad walked back in, I burst into tears. It was wonderful. You might not believe me, but my dad's pretty great. He's absent-minded and kind of an idiot, but he's a good man. He wanted to keep both his daughters happy, but Mandy was just so much more demanding than me. She needed things from him, while I really don't. So over the years, he just kept giving in to her demands until our whole family dynamic turned toxic. But thanks to my wedding, he finally realized how unfair he was acting. He's still married to Shelley, and he's still paying for Mandy's ruined dress, but he's no longer playing favorites. He even forced Mandy to finally get a job and pay some rent. We'll see what happens with that. Mandy and I haven't talked since the wedding, and I'm fine with that. But when she finally swallows her pride and makes the first move, I'll respond. After all, she's my stepsister.